What's going on, boys and girls? What's up, world? Austin John Plays here, and today we're getting a brand new update to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the new DLC character, Hero. Real quick, we are still doing a giveaway for a Nintendo Switch and a copy of an upcoming Switch game or $300 of eShop credit. Be sure to stay tuned at the end of the video for more info. First things first, I know what you're thinking. Austin, you look pretty dapper, and thank you very much. Sakurai spent about 22 minutes playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, telling you everything about the character. We're gonna sum that up in a very shorter amount of time. I don't know how long the video is gonna be, so I'm just gonna put it in post that I'm gonna be wrapping this video up in 5.5 minutes. Before I go into any details, some of you may be thinking, do we get any information on DLC character 4 or 5? We do not. We still have no idea who they are, but we did learn that Banjo is expected for fall of 2019. And just a friendly reminder, fall starts as early as September 23rd and it ends 3 days before Christmas. So fall is a lot later than most people think it is. Sakurai jokes that he doesn't have much of a budget for this direct and it's not completely edited and stuff, and he wants to do more of a live stream approach that he doesn't think he's going to be doing going forward. Dragon Quest is an old school RPG starting in Japan in 1986, so a JRPG, and the next Dragon Quest game, 11S, comes out later this year. Sakurai seems to be a giant fan of this game. Hero is the main protagonist of Dragon Quest series and part of the DLC Pack 2, available on software version 4.0, which is going to be out today, July 30th in the US and the 31st overseas. So most likely it's going to be late tonight. If you remember update 3.0 that introduced Joker, that happened around, I think it was 9 p.m. or so. So we'll see if it's as late as that. And do you remember what happened last time with the Smash 3.0 update? I don't know if that's going to happen again. It might. Hero is essentially 4 different heroes. The hero from Dragon Quest 11S, whose name is 11. Dragon Quest 3, which is Asuru. Dragon Quest 4, which is Solo. And Dragon Quest 8, whose name is 8. And he has a mouse in his pocket, and I love it. They all have alternate costumes that are modeled after other characters in the Dragon Quest series. That's cool. They all have 4 different voice actors. The one from Dragon Quest 3, his voice actor is the person who did Link in Smash 64. Fun little fact. While I never played any of the Dragon Quest games, in the back of my head, I'm just kind of relating this to Final Fantasy. This would kind of be like having one character that's Cloud, Titus, Lightning, and Noctis, which is awesome. So, if you're a fan of Dragon Quest, as much as I think that'd be cool for Final Fantasy, this has to be pretty awesome for you. Let's get into the moves. His sword attack is a little bit more eccentric than other sword attacks from other sword users in Super Smash Bros. And sometimes his smash attack with his sword does a critical hit. It's completely random on when it happens, so gonna be one of those fun things when it does. Your shield can shield projectiles, which is neat. Forward tilt is a shield bash attack that also projects projectiles. His neutral B is Frizz, which is like a Fira spell that can be charged up for a more powerful spell and charged up even more for a much more powerful spell, Kafrizzle. It can be partially charged and then disregarded with the shield, kind of like Samus's or Donkey Kong's. It doesn't cost any MP to charge up the attack, it costs MP to do the attack, so almost all of his moves require MP, and we're going to touch on that more later. His side B is a zap attack, or a lightning Aga spell. It's similar to Frizz, that there's different levels, but it cannot be stored. His up special is a whoosh attack, and then it goes to kwoosh and gawoosh and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. It's an arrow spell, and it's used for recovery. The slightly charged version gives you a more lateral movement, and the fully charged version gives you a lot more vertical movement going up. Whoosh can also be used to launch enemies upwards. Great. Down special is where it gets really interesting for this character, because think of, what's his name? Shulk. Think of Shulk, who has a couple of different options. This dude has 16. The down special is a random list of commands from 16 different spells. Each time you pull up the screen, it's going to be a different selection. So you can pull up the screen, if there's nothing you like, close out the screen with the shield button, pull it back up again, so on and so forth. All of the spells require MP, and all of the spells require a different amount of MP. The 16 spells include Oomph, which raises your attack, Psych Up, which increases the power of your one next attack. Bounce is used to reflect projectiles, and it can multiply off of other bounces for some pretty crazy stuff. Heal reduces your damage percentage. Flame Slash is a wide attack around you. Crackle Slash can freeze your opponents. Accelerate increases your speed. Kaboom is an explosion spell. Snooze puts your opponents to sleep. Hachiman gives you a guaranteed critical hit on your next smash attack. Thwack works like a death scythe, that it could be a one-hit KO, and the higher the percentage of the opponent's damage, the more likely it is to one-hit KO them. Zoom gives you an extremely high super jump that you can hit your ceiling on some of the courses. Ka-Clang makes you metal and impervious to attacks, but Metal Slash is used to combat that and can one-hit KO any metal opponents that use Ka-Clang or that have the metal power-up. Hocus Pocus does something random, good or bad. It's random. Random. Magic Burst uses all your MP to deal massive damage to everyone around you, and Kamikazee does exactly what you imagine. You KO yourself, but you do a super powerful attack. It's Pokemon Self-Destruct, Explosion, whatever. His final smash is called Giga Slash, which calls upon all previous protagonists from Dragon Quest for a very powerful attack, and it's for directly in front of Hero, but it also has increased height. Attacking and just time in general fill up your MP. And of course we get a stage. The course is going to be a floating platform with other random floating platforms that come in and out. It's called Yggdrasil's Altar, and it's from Dragon Quest XI's. The platform shows off a bunch of locations from the game. There's random chests that appear and give you items, or, surprise, they're mimics. Very Final Fantasy. Those hurt you. If you defeat a mimic, you get an item. It's completely optional, or you just avoid that platform altogether. As far as the music, there's 8 new tracks in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 2 of them from each of the 4 Dragon Quest games that those heroes are from. There's also new spirits from the Dragon Quest series for the Spirit Board, and there's Mii Fighter costumes from the Dragon Quest series. Each is 75 cents, including the hat with the jelly thing on it. Version 4.0 update gives us Hero, as well as a new Final Smash meter time limit. I don't know if there's an option for this to be on or off, or if it's going to be always on going forward. But essentially, when you have a Final Smash, then there's only a limited time to use it. It seems about like 5 to 10 seconds, somewhere between that. I'm sure watching this video you can do the math and figure out how long it actually is. There's a new difficulty for World of Light. It's very easy. Hooray! And there's now a betting feature for Spectate mode that you can earn spirits with. It's not microtransactions, because you don't pay money for it, you just generate these coins if you're right, and if you're wrong, there's no harm, so it's not really betting. It's like, I think he's gonna win, you're right, here's coins, or whatever the in-game currency is. There's now a new online tourney mode with the preset rules that change periodically, and there's also a plan for them to hold special event tournaments going forward. You can also now add screenshots to your in-game created videos. That's pretty much all the changes. Now, a couple of notes from me. 1, I never played Dragon Quest, I've never played any of the Dragon Quests. I've played a lot of the Final Fantasies, and I just think about if this was, like, I'm so personally upset that Cloud has such little representation in Super Smash Bros., and Dragon Quest gets this huge amount of representation in Smash. Obviously, Sony, Final Fantasy VII kind of fell through with Nintendo, we all know that, but we have it here now, and we have 4 of the Final Fantasy, more than 4 of the Final Fantasies for the Nintendo Switch. Well, 4 of the core RPG games. If they had this much representation for the DLC fighters for the Wii U game, then Cloud may have also been Lightning, Tidus, and Noctis, which would have been awesome. I don't know if Final Fantasy 15 was out when Wii U came out. Pretend it was. Also, I don't know if when Amiibos come around for the DLC characters, if they're gonna launch 4 Amiibos, 1 for each of the 4 characters. I'm sure fans of the Dragon Quest series would absolutely love that. But I feel like this and Banjo are kind of a trade-off. You have this for the much more Japanese audience, there are fans here in the US who are a fan of Dragon Quest XI, or Dragon Quest series in general, and here in the States, and especially Europe, we're getting Banjo, which there are fans in Japan, as people do know, but I feel like this is for Japan, and then Banjo's for America, which makes sense. It's a fair trade-off. Sakurai knows what he's doing. He does. We don't know who DLC 4 and 5 are yet. We don't know exactly what time the update is going to be available tonight, so you are most likely going to be doing this. You're most likely going to be doing this. Long time. Of course, feel free to follow me on Twitter, because when it goes live, I'll be able to retweet it, and you'll know exactly when the update goes live. Turn on notifications on there. And here on YouTube, hit the bell. Hit the bell, smash the like. Alright guys, that's gonna be wrapping up update 4.0 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, introducing Hero from Dragon Quest series. Let's start the conversation off in the comment section down below. Are you excited for this, or do you not care and you just want Banjo? Because that's me, I just want Banjo. If you don't know why Banjo and Smash is such a big deal, I have a video down here, feel free to check that out, as well as a whole bunch of other playlists. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. We're still doing a giveaway for a Nintendo Switch, be sure to check the description down below. Until next time, Austin John out.